Hey, so I'm sitting here in my little area, kind of going through some podcast stuff and seeing what videos I'm gonna upload or edit or whatever. And I came across, I always have YouTube open, and I came across a suggested video from my old YouTube channel. Like before all of, before TikTok and everything like that, from like years ago. From like 2016. And I clicked on the video and I watched it for a little bit, and I saw a person that I didn't recognize. And I felt like I need to make this video for anybody out there who's maybe going through some shit, or in a situation where you don't feel the best. I didn't realize, like, hindsight is completely 2020, and it's the truest thing, because when you look back and you have you have documented proof of who you were 4 or 5 years ago versus who you are now, what you look like, how you act, how you carry yourself, your mannerisms, when it's a complete 180 difference. It's almost shocking, really. Like, it's almost like looking at a completely different person, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm happy that I have that. Not everybody has that, Not people have pictures and some people have videos. I literally have vlogs from a YouTube channel to go back to and look at and be like, wow, who the fuck is that person? And I swear, I promise there's a point to this video, and the point is, if you want to create change in your life, or you want to create something for yourself, or be happy, create happiness, because at the end of the day, we don't find happiness. We don't stumble upon happiness. We create it for ourselves, and we make it happen, So if you want that, the first thing you have to do is start giving back to yourself. And I'm still working on that. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm nowhere near where that person was 4 years ago. I don't even know who that person is anymore. And it's actually kind of embarrassing to look at that person and know, like, that's me. But when I look at that video, I don't see me, who I am today. I see who I was 4 or 5 years ago. And I realize now, looking back, how much I gave everybody else the driver's seat in my life. How I gave every single person the navigation and the keys and said, here, do what you gotta do. So much so that I forgot to take care of me. Physically, I was 40, 50 pounds heavier. I wasn't I just wasn't, I didn't care about how I dressed. Not that that matters, but the lack of confidence and the lack of self-worth was literally might as well have been plastered on my face, and again, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on putting myself first, not being as codependent, not putting stake in other people's shit before my own. And it's a struggle. Sometimes it is a struggle every single day to remind myself that I got to take care of me first before I can take care of anybody else. Before I can say yes to this person or yes to that person, I have to say yes to me, and ask myself, like, okay, what is it that you have to do? What is it that you want to do for you? But when I see these videos of me 4 or 5 years ago, I'm reminded of how far I've come. And the message that I want to the message that I want to portray to anybody out there is that you may not realize that you're in that sort of situation, because I didn't. That person that I just watched on that screen right here, I keep looking up because my screen is up. That person didn't realize that they were giving more of themselves to other people than they were to themselves. Like, if that makes sense. I didn't realize that I was putting other people first. I didn't realize that I was in a toxic situation. I didn't realize that I wasn't taking care of myself. That wasn't even a thought. Thinking about what I put into my body, the food that I put into my body, wasn't even a thought. I just ate whatever the fuck was put in front of me, and it showed. So sometimes we have to take a step back and do a check. And really, like, you may think it sounds crazy. You may think you'll look like a crazy person, and you might look like a crazy person. But we have to sometimes step back and be like, okay, self, are you doing shit for you? Or are you doing shit for other people? Who comes first? You can't take care of another person until you start to take care of yourself. Think about it. When I was 40, 50 pounds heavier, I remember walking out of my house after eating a fucking disgustingly gross meal and feeling my heart palpitating out of the chest. You know, I remember the shitty feeling physically. So had I, at an early age, God forbid, knock on wood, what if I had a heart attack and died, right? If I'm dead, I can't take care of another person, you know? We gotta take care of our basic needs, our emotional needs first. If you're depressed and unhappy, you can't make somebody else happy. You don't have that within you, you know? And it's kind of a culture shock. I don't even know who that person is anymore. And I'm sure 3-4 years down the road, I'll look back at this video and think, I don't even know who that person is. We have to check in with ourselves, recognize where we are now, but also recognize where we were and where we aren't anymore. Recognize the progress that we've made. You know, I've been lately feeling like shit. You know, feeling like I get myself into these cycles of situations or whatever where this internal thinking where I can never not talk bad to myself, basically, you know? I can never see my worth and my truth and who I am and what I bring to the table. And again, that's present day where I'm at. That's what I've been dealing with. That is 100% my struggle in life right now, you know? But when I look back to 4 or 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, Tori would have never even been able to recognize what the issue was. And that's progress. So the moral of the story, I swear there's a point 10 minutes into this video, is that you may feel, I'm getting static, you may feel like no progress has been made. You may feel that way because you are with yourself every single day, you know, and you go through the motions of life. You go to work, you come home, you deal with the kids, you take care of your family, whatever it is that you do. We get caught up in our everyday activities, and we get sucked in to situationships and situations and relationships and whatever the fuck goes on in life. We deal with those things, and so we get distracted from our own progress. We get distracted from the triumphs that we've made. And if you're like me and you deal with Heavy negative self-talk. Heavy. That fucking disgusting imposter syndrome voice in your head that tells you you ain't shit, you're never gonna amount to anything, you're ugly, you're fat. No matter how much weight you lose, you'll always be that same ain't shit person. Like, these are some of the common themes that run through my brain on a daily fucking basis, you know? And sometimes those thoughts run and dictate my actions toward other people. It's why I give so much of myself to other people, because I'm so afraid that I'm so not shit. I'm getting emotional. That I'm so not shit that I have to do the most, because if I don't, and I have nothing to bring to the table other than myself, that's not good enough. That's my struggle. That's my internal struggle, right? And that was my struggle back then too, but I can recognize it now and take a step back and realize where I'm coming from and realize how far I've come. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is if you're watching this video, you got to know that life happens in waves, ups, downs, whatever, you know. But in those waves, if you can and you have taken accountability for your situation and yourself, you've made progress. And sometimes you just got to congratulate yourself. And fuck all the rest of the noise, and fuck everything else that's happened around you. You gotta just take it in sometimes and realize that you're a work in progress. So you may not be perfect. None of us are. You may not be fully healed. None of us are or ever will be. But you've made progress. If you're still here in life and you're still learning and you're still willing to learn, you've made progress. And you will continue to make progress. And you'll look back, hopefully just like I just did, and you'll see videos and pictures and whatever, and you'll think, wow, I'm so glad I'm not in that place that I was back then. I'm so glad I'm not with that person that I was with back then. Do I have work to do still? Yes. But I'm happy with where I'm at. And that's all I wanted to say, I guess. If you're watching this, this is your reminder to be happy with where you're at. If you're trying to make a change in life, you're trying to create something, you're trying to build something, whether it's a fucking empire or a fucking little nook for your kitchen, whatever it is you're trying to build, it takes one screw at a time. That's a weird analogy, but you know, one brick at a time. And if you just lay one brick a day, you'll look back and you'll see a whole wall eventually. So that's it. This might be all over the place, but I was inspired to make this video. And I hope this video resonates with somebody out there. Because we're all out here on these journeys trying to be better people. Hopefully trying to be better people. The first step is taking accountability for ourselves and being self-aware. And sometimes that means taking a step back from all the fucking noise and chitter-chatter that goes on around us. Taking a step back and congratulating ourselves. So, let me congratulate you. Congratulations. You've made progress in life. All right, that's it. I love you guys. Peace out.